That was very close. Oh my God. So it literally feels like the subwoofer is connected to the exhaust. This car is so noisy. Look at that bloody car, man. So it is an electric orange 2007 ST3. Now, I actually sold this car a few months ago and I regretted selling it. I was like, no, I didn't want to part with it. I had to part with it. Obviously, business comes first. I parted with it and then, yeah, it's back in my life again. I'll explain why shortly. But this is, sometimes in the car trade, you get special cars, right? This ain't special because it's an ST3. It's special for loads of other reasons, and I'll explain all of that shortly as well. It's a really, really nice example. I've not done a video on one of these for a while. Let's get on with the video and explain what I'm planning to do with this car. Here we go then, stage 2, 2007 Focus ST3 in electric orange. Now, as I mentioned, I bought this car, I think it was about 6 months ago. I can't remember exactly when I bought it, but I bought it off one of my subscribers, and I looked at it, I thought, this is such a nice example. It's done about 115,000 miles, but it's got so much going for it. Now, we bought it and I thought, I want to give this car away on Planet of Dreams, but business comes first. Ultimately, you know, I've got to earn money, and I just thought, as much as I would love to do that, I can't do that. It's not happening. It needs to go up for sale. So I sold it. We put it up for sale at Binker, and it's sold straight away to another one of my subscribers. And I was speaking to my brother on the treadmill at the gym one morning last week, and I said, you know what, I really, really wish I didn't part with that orange ST3. And he's like, what one? And I explained to him, you know, the one with the Team Dynamics wheels, the big AirTech intercooler in the front bumper, the one that was bright orange 5-door ST3. He's like, oh yeah, that was a nice car. And then I arrived at work that morning in my Golf R, and this car was parked here because the fella that bought it off of us has decided that it wasn't quite for him. To daily drive these cars, they're pretty bad on fuel. They make a lot of noise. Like this one in particular is extremely noisy. I'm sure you probably see the size of the exhaust tips when in the cinematics just there. Yeah, it's got the RS rear diffuser as well, but we'll talk about that stuff shortly. But anyway, he decided it wasn't for him. So we've taken it back into the part exchange. I've now bought it back off Binker, and this car is going on Planet of Dreams. So if you want to be in for a chance of winning this car for absolutely free, I'm going to be announcing the winner next Friday, all right? So enter for free, planetdreams.co.uk. Link will be in the description below. Obviously from factory, standard Focus STs are 225 brake horsepower from the 2.5 litre 5-pot engine under the bonnet. They're a manual gearbox, front wheel drive, and then the ST3s have got leather interior, heated seats, and a couple of other little extras as well. So being an ST3, this is the slightly higher spec example, right? This car, as mentioned, it's got the Team Dynamics wheels, it's got a Maxim design front splitter, side skirts, and rear diffuser. It's got the facelift rear lights as well, which look really nice. And what else? Externally, orange calipers. Like, let's go back to why I really like this car. The love that this car has had from one of the previous owners is unbelievable. Like, it's exceptional. For starters, it's super tidy inside and out, but it's like that every bit of detail they've gone to make this car right. They've literally done everything to it. It's got the front plate delete with a big grille on the front there. We do have a front plate for it, of course. That will be going on it when we go for a drive in it shortly. Michelin tyres, the mud flaps, like, let me know what your thoughts are on their mud flaps, but I think they look pretty cool personally. The orange paintwork is in lovely, lovely condition. It's really clean, and at the rear it just looks super chunky, doesn't it? Now let's quickly open the boot just to give you an idea of what type of person previously owned this car. Spare wheel, because it doesn't actually have a spare wheel under there, so they've put a get your home wheel just there, a little AA toolkit, a couple of fire extinguishers there, Vibe sub and amp, why not? That's pretty cool. Little slime kit as well, in case you get a flat tyre on your journeys, but you've also got your spare to go with it. Even the LED light just under there, like all these little bits of detail, these little bits of effort that this person's gone to making this car what it is today. It's just so nice to see this on an old car. Like this car, what is it, 15 years old? 15 years old. It is such a tidy example. Now, leather seats on these seem to wear really well for a car that's done 100, oh sorry, I thought it done 105,000 miles. Over 100,000 miles, them seats are looking wonderful. The gear stick, that's actually off a later car as well. They've even put a new black leather gaiter on there with the orange stitching to match the colour of the body. Orange badges on the steering wheel. the front badge and the rear badge as well, they look really nice. And like I said, the ST3s have got heated seats as well. So we'll start the engine shortly. You're going to be shocked how this thing sounds, and we are going to go for a drive in it and do draggy times as well. Is there anything else I want to talk about on the external of this car? Oh, there is one more thing, just as an example again of how anal the previous owner of this car was. Now, it's even got a little cloth in there. We've left that cloth in there because I feel like that should stay as part of the car. And then in here, yeah, because these cars usually, you know, like the Transit's got the bonnet latch behind the Ford badge. Well, that's been removed on this car, and there is a little latch there inside the glove box, and you can now open the bonnet via a handle under here. So there you go, that's the latch there that's been fitted aftermarket to get the bonnet up. So yeah, 2.5 5-cylinder engine, big air intake there, H&R suspension as well, didn't mention that. And this car should be running, I haven't got a dynograph for it, I have got a stack of paperwork, but there is no dyno in there, so I have just assumed that it's a stage 2 tuned car. But it's got the hardware, it might not even have a map, it might still only be running 225 brake, but I suppose when we go out for a drive and do draggy times, we'll soon be able to work that out. Keep unlocking the boot by mistake because the boot lock button on the key, quick hashtag key check. The boot lock button on this car is where the unlock button is on my Golf R. So yeah, if the boot just appears to be open at some points in this video, then that's why. Let's quickly start the engine. But before we can start the engine, this car has of course got an immobiliser, which you need to put this in there before you can start it. The light stops flashing. You can then put your key in ignition, because this car has just got everything. Let the fuel get in and start the engine. These engines sound so good. Like this car on cold start, like that isn't a cold start by the way, but I will try and show you a cold start. When you start this car from cold, it is absolutely savage. It's so noisy. When you sit inside, it sounds like the subwoofer is literally blaring at you. It literally echoes out some seriously deep noises in here. That was one of the reasons, funny enough, the guy that bought it didn't want it, because it was just too loud, which is understandable when you've got kids and stuff like that. So it is an absolute ASBO car. What's quite cool about these is the fact that it's orange, the fact that it's got the 5-cylinder engine under the bonnet, and the fact that I don't even know if have they announced that they've stopped making the Ford Focus now? I'm not entirely sure, but they're unheard of now, aren't they? So this car will go up in value. We'll talk about value shortly. In fact, let's pull up the HPI and do that little section of the video now. Before we go on to HPI, let's quickly look at the draggy leaderboard. I thought a good car to compare this to would be the Audi S3, the Planet of Dreams car. That was a stage 2 tune car as well. Quite comparable, similar age. I think that was also an 07 plate. Manual gearbox. That was 330 brake horsepower. That was another car that we gave away on Planet of Dreams. That done it in 6.47 seconds. So it'd be interesting to see how this compares to that. I hope this is quicker than that, but is that a bit optimistic? We'll soon find out, all right? Let's now look at the HPI. Here we go, Ford Focus ST3, 5-door hatch, manual gearbox, 9 former keepers. Current keeper has had it since August 2022, and it was first registered in the UK in the 31st of July 2007. 2.5 litre petrol engine, which we know. Spec check isn't showing, probably due to the age of the car, and national mileage register, there is no discrepancies showing on the mileage of this car. It's done 105,000 miles. So MOT details, got an MOT until June 2023, so it's got a nice long MOT on it, and there isn't really much to report here at all. But what I will do quickly is I want to jump on Auto Trader and just see how much a comparable car is advertised for on Auto Trader. I'm going to narrow it down to the colour orange, because I just feel like it's not super unique, but it does make it a little bit more special than like a blue, a black or a grey one, doesn't it? Cheapest one on the net there, done 152,000 miles, £3,800. And there's another one there, that's a pre-facelift car. So I would say the value of this car is in the region of £5,000. Really difficult to put an exact value on it because of how well kept it is. Like, I think all of this stuff's got monetary value, but actually on the open market, it's hard to get that extra money for stuff that you've just spent money on a car. It sounds ridiculous, but it's true. So be careful when you spend money on your car, because you generally don't get it back, all right? So let's just hit the road now and see what this thing drives like, because I've actually not yet driven it. Nice strong clutch. That's good. Listen to that engine. Sounds unreal. There is something in the armrest. What's that? Little ratchet of some kind. Probably another thing being super cautious. Get that out of the way because we don't want that annoying everyone. Laurie's loving life. Swinging around that corner. But yeah, it just sounds so good. And something I haven't mentioned yet is the comfort of these cars. They're just, I was about to say, I always compare them to Astra VXRs, but they should be compared to Astra VXRs because they're a comparable car. But this car, in comparison to an 07 plate Astra VXR, I think these are so much better. They're more solid, more comfortable. The driving position or seating position sort of, you feel a bit more higher up, and that's quite strange for a little hatchback, and I've always liked that about these cars. They just feel better built, bit more solid, bit higher quality. Even the steering wheel, it's a lovely steering wheel. I think I will try and get that retrimmed by Control Customs before I give away. I am on a tight time schedule, as you can tell, but we're going to try and get this stuff done before next Friday. There's a Focus crew. Over the bumpy road, it's dealing with the bumps. Lovely. Oh my god, that Fiesta is a Fiesta. That Fiesta is on my side of the road, but he's in the Ford gang. We can share this side of the road. It's not a problem. So even in the bends, suspension's feeling good. Over the bumps, the suspension's feeling good. Tyres are gripping. Bit of torque steer. Listen to that roar. Listen to that bloody roar. Let's give it some more before we do draggy times. Ford, they must be so proud of building that engine. What a lovely sounding engine. Obviously that engine was put in a few Volvos as well. Sometimes I get carried away on Auto Trader and stuff, just looking at them Volvos and other cars with random bits of character, and them Volvo C30s with the 2.5 5-cylinder engine under the bonnet. What a great car. I might have to get one of them at some point in time as well. But listen to that. Right, so I'm now thinking, yeah, I just assumed this car was a stage 2 tune car because of the exhaust. I don't feel like this car's been decatted, but I don't actually know. I've had a good look under the bonnet. I can't actually see if I feel like it's been decatted. I've gone on the assumption that it is decatted, but I do feel like, I know I've complimented the sound a lot, but I've heard these things when they're like stage 2 and decatted, they sound ridiculously loud. And although this is very loud, this isn't ridiculously loud. There is a difference there. Ridiculously is up here, very is just below up there, yeah? So it might not be stage 2, I don't know. Let's just do draggy times and see how close to the S3 we get. 6.47, I think that done, yeah? Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go. Come on! Traction control light was flickering at me there. Strong clutch, and when that turbo kicks in, this thing is pulling. Run number 1, 7.66 seconds. That is a whole second, more than a second behind the Audi S3. Let me do 2 more runs and I'll come back to you shortly to let you know if I beat it. The boost on this car is so strong. I'm actually shocked in the draggy times. I expected it would do so much better than it has done. I'm not disappointed, but it just feels like a seriously quick car. So I've done 3 runs in total. I'll show you what the fastest run of the lot is now. Number 3 was the quickest run of the lot, and we done it in 6.72 seconds. 6.72 seconds, so that is just above the VW Touareg, which is just over 300 brake horsepower, V10 diesel. Also, it's next to the Audi TT, which is a Planet Dreams car as well. So I just feel like I'm so curious to know how this car's running now. Whoa, that was very close. Whoa, that was very close. Oh my god. It's alright, mate. Forgot what I was saying now. Completely forgot what I was saying. I was driving sensibly at that moment in time as well. But he's in a rush, he's got places to go. He's hashtag on it, he's busy. I've got sympathy for him. He's fine. I'm okay with him putting that in front of me. But the ST3, what's the conclusion? It's a wicked car. I think my favourite part of this car is the colour. The colour just looks exceptional. It looks unique. It makes the car stand out on the road. It's such a nice colour choice. In fact, I feel like just buying my own car maybe and painting it this colour. I don't even know what I mean by that. But I love this colour. I love this car. I love the way these things drive. I will try and get it to VRS before next Friday. I don't know, that ain't going to happen, is it? That ain't going to happen. I am filming this video in advance, but even still, I've got so much going on at the minute. My life is just mental. I mean, the bottom line is, it's got a great setup. It's been well looked after. It's going to make a wicked prize for someone. So if you've not entered for your chance to win this car yet for nothing, which you probably haven't because you've only just seen this video, go to the website. You can enter for free. You must be a subscriber to the channel. You can also sign up as a dream catcher, which I will encourage you to do because it helps to grow the platform, helps me buy things like this. It costs you £9.99 a month, and you get automatically entered into every single competition across the whole website. You don't need to do nothing. The website does it for you. And not only do you get entered once, not just once, 10 times into every single competition across the whole website, including the Focus ST for next Friday, all right? So do that, please. Get on board, get involved. Wicked car. I loved it. I've had a good time in it, and yeah, it doesn't seem to need anything other than a bit of fuel. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you did like it, hit like, hit subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Now, quickly before you go, one thing I do want to say is, in fairness to the guy that sold it back to us, when you let off, when you're in low revs, just chilling, driving down the road, this car is noisy. I know I've used that word a lot in this video, but if you do win this car, just expect noise, all right? Don't say I never warned you.